Hey guys! Okay, so I wanted to come to you all today and talk to you all about something that is near and dear to my heart. Unbigging your back. So I feel like this is kind of a new saying that has kind of just started in the African American community. Like I just have people that will randomly come up to me and be like, I need you to help me unbig my back. And I have one friend in particular that she'll be like, girl, I need you to help me unbig my back. And it's so funny to me. But basically, if you're not familiar with that term, unbig your back is I just basically need you to help me to lose weight. And what makes it so funny is because I've never even thought about it like this, but literally, like since I've gotten into my 30s, I've noticed that I gain that my back really does sometimes feel big. Like I'll put on a shirt sometimes. Like if I'm, just kind of going through something, kind of off with my nutrition or kind of my health is having maybe a flare up or something. And I'll put on a shirt and I'll be like, oh, my back is getting a little bit big. And I have never experienced that. And maybe too, like with this expression, unbig my back, I'm like, maybe I'm more like noticing it more, like I'm more aware now. But anyway, basically, I need you to help me lose weight. I need you to help me snap back. I need you to help me get my body back. And I always respond, I got you, girl. Or man. Usually men don't come to me and say, I need you to unbig my back. But whoever comes to me and says that, I got you. So I wrote down my 3 tips on, there are several tips, but I wanted to narrow it down to 3 tips on how you can unbig your back, how you can take control of your health, how you can get the body that you love. First tip is to eat real whole foods. And it's simple, y'all, but it's something that we really don't do. I talk to so many people, y'all, and they're just simply not eating real whole food. And I get it. We are busy. We've got our husbands, we've got our wives, we've got our kids, we've got our jobs. And so it's just so much easier to go through a drive-through. It's so much easier to order Uber Eats. It's so much easier to just pick up something and on the way home, where you just walk in and you grab it and you head home. You don't have to do anything hard. You don't really have to overthink it. Like I promise I get it, but it really is killing us, you all. And so we really have to get back to the basics. Get back to cooking again. This is a lost art. A lot of people don't cook anymore. And I think it's because, like I said, just the society that we live in, we're busy. We are just busy people. And it's like the last thing that you want to do, busy and tired. We're busy and tired people. And so it's like the last thing that you want to do when you get home is cook something. But your health is worth it. And I promise you, it makes such a big difference. And so in my previous videos, I've talked about the importance of making sure that your meals are made up of a protein, a fat, and a carbohydrate. So we want to make sure that we're eating real whole foods in that context, real protein, real carbs, so fruits and vegetables, real fat, so like our olive oils, our almonds, our almond butter, things like that. We want to make sure that that's how our meals are structured. And eating less processed foods, eating less fast food, because y'all, they put so many different chemicals in those foods to get you addicted, that alter your hormones, that alter your brain chemistry, and that's just literally keeping you sick. And one of the things that I like to really educate people on and tell people about is the food colorings that they put into our food. So like our red dye, red 40. Did you know that red 40 and just I think all of the red dyes are banned in the UK? They're banned. They don't even allow them into their food supply. And the reason being is because they did the research on it and they saw just how harmful it was to the health of the rats that they were doing the studies on. Like it was literally giving them cancer. It was causing death. Like it was doing all these harmful things. So they put their foot down and they were like, we're not letting y'all put this into our food, but they allow it in the US. Also, something else that they're doing, and if you have an Instagram, I would advise you to go follow the Food Babe, the Food FOOD, Babe BABE, and she talks about how companies add all of these different ingredients to keep you hooked, to keep you stuck. And they also add a lot of these harmful chemicals to keep it on the shelf longer. And they're going into your body and it's literally wreaking havoc. Literally wreaking havoc on your body, y'all. And this is another reason why a lot of us are having such a hard time losing weight, is because, yeah, we're putting a lot of processed foods and fast food into our body, but these toxins and different things that the companies are putting into our bodies are building up. They're building up in our body, and your liver's not able to process all of it. So it just accumulates in your body and it's literally wreaking havoc. So we've got to get back to eating clean, real, whole foods again. Dedicate time to go to the grocery store and look for real whole foods and purchase real whole foods. And then get home and actually meal prep, actually get back to cooking. And it's all about what you tell yourself. If you tell yourself that I hate cooking, I don't have time to cook, it takes too much time, then your body adjusts to that. It adjusts to that. And so why don't you create an environment to where it adjusts to you cooking? Think about it in a different way. Like, cooking is going to give me the body that I want. Cooking is going to set a great example for my kids. Cooking is going to allow me to have control over what I put into my food. Think about it differently. Change the way that you think, and then you'll change your life. So number 2 is move your body. So this is something that is also become a lost art. And some of that is because we just sit all day. Like, a lot of us have desk jobs, so we go to work and we sit. And then we come home and we sit some more on the couch, and we're either watching TV or we're scrolling or we're playing video games, and then we go to bed. And so what I want you to get into the habit of doing is being intentional about moving your body. And even for those that go to the gym, y'all, what good does it do to go to the gym for 30 minutes or an hour, but then the rest of the day you're sitting all day? It cancels itself out. So you have to be really intentional about getting your steps in, about moving. And I know that I was looking for my phone, but a lot of us have smartwatches now. We've got our phones where that can keep track of our steps. And so a lot of times people will ask me, well, how many steps should I be taking per day? And so recently my gym did a step challenge, and they challenged us to do 10,000 steps a day. And let me tell y'all, that was a challenge. And I feel like that was when I was at my 9 to 5, and I moved quite a bit. Like, I wasn't just a couch potato, or a desk potato. Like, we moved quite a bit. And after we would go work out in the mornings, we would go for a walk. And it was still a really big challenge to get to 10,000 steps. But then when I really wouldn't go to the gym and, I'd have a moderate day, I could easily get to 5,000 steps. And so I think a good happy medium is aiming for 7,000 to 8,000 steps per day. That's a great that's a great place to be. And so you can use your phone, you can use your watch, because I'm not telling you to go out and buy, a watch or, an expensive tracker, but just do something that's going to hold you accountable and hold yourself to it. Be intentional. You might have to set a timer on your phone to get up and move. And that's a good thing about the watches, is that it buzzes you if you've been sitting down too long. It buzzes you. And so just doing what it takes you all to move your body, because I think about it too, just kind of in the sense of exercise culture, because I'm all for exercise. I definitely think that you should move your body. But, it's I always like to go back to hunter-gatherer mode, because I feel like that's where our bodies are stuck, in a time warp with. And it's okay, I know that they probably have really nice bodies. And I know that they ate right, that was a lot of it too. But, I think about it in the sense of movement and exercise. They weren't doing a bunch of high intensity exercises. They weren't throwing around barbells and weights and just doing all this insane stuff. But what they were doing is they were just being really intentional about their movement. They were being intentional about their movement. And that's what we have to get back to, is being intentional about the way that we move. So that's number 2, moving your body. And number 3 is get your mind right. I took y'all in a different direction with that one. Get your mind right. If you want to get the body that you want, the body of your dreams, if you want to unbig your back, you got to get your mind right. And kind of like what I was talking about in the sense of cooking, you have to tell yourself the right thing, because a lot of times our mind goes to the negative. I don't have time for this. I don't have time to work out. I don't have time to cook. I don't have time to get control of my health. Like right now is not the right time. I've got these trips coming up and I've got this and that. And the reality is that there's never a right time. There's never a right time. There's always going to be something that comes up in your life. But what you have to do is get your mind in the right place to say, okay, I've got all these things against me. I've made all these excuses, but you know what? I'm finally going to do what it takes to take control of my health. Because at the end of the day, you're responsible for your health. And you have to realize that all these diseases that we're being diagnosed with are preventable. They're preventable, and the amazing thing though is that even if you do get diagnosed with them, they're reversible. So even if you have put yourself in the predicament to get diagnosed with a disease, the amazing thing is that they're reversible. And I say that in almost every video because I literally feel that way about anything. And if you know Dr. Sebi, then that's really where that's really who's put my mind in that place. And just being connected with your creator, because you should know that he's given you everything that you need on this earth in order to survive and thrive. So why would he put you in the position to be sick, to be afflicted? Like, he's going to give you what you need. And so what you have to realize is that all these things are reversible, but you have to believe that. And you have to really just do what it takes to take control of your health, because you're responsible for your health at the end of the day. And what I also like to tell people is that this is bigger than you. When you take control of your health, you are literally like setting yourself up and your family up for generational health. Because who have we become over time? We've become our parents, because that's who we were around the most. So we've taken on a lot of their characteristics. And so your kids, your grandkids are going to take on your characteristics. And so what are you going to show them? Are you going to show them someone that is sickly, that's on all these different meds, that has a complacent life, that has no energy, that, tired all the time? Or are you going to show someone that is an action taker, that eats healthy, that exercises, that has energy, that feels confident, that feels good about themselves? Like, you have that power within you to set your family up for that trajectory. And so it's bigger than you. When you take on kids, when you have kids, it's not about you anymore. It's just not. And even if you don't have kids yet, because you probably will have kids. And even if you don't end up having kids, I'm sure you're going to have other people in your life that look up to you, that want to be like you. So why don't you show them the right way? Okay? So get your mind right and know that you can literally achieve any goal that you set your mind to, and that nothing is too hard for you. So I hope this video helped, and I hope this video will empower you to unbig your back, because you do not have to have a big back. You do not have to have a body that you do not love. You don't. All right, I'll see you on the next video. Bye.